Good morning to all of you. So we will start our class. Just wait 1 minute so that all can join, and then we will start our class. Okay. Thank you all. By the time all of you please write down your name in the chat box for attendance. Okay. Don't just write down your names in the chat box. Okay. Good morning to all of you. So today we are going to discuss in the next part of CSS actually. So we are discussing about the CSS, means what are the CSS properties in our last classes. So we have seen different type of CSS font, CSS style, this type of properties that is also available in HTML. But in CSS we can do some more design in depth. So we can do the design in depth in CSS. So now coming to the next part of the CSS continuing, that is the box model. So here is a thing in CSS, that is box model. So what is the box model? Box model is actually, so first of all, that all of the HTML elements, whatever the HTML elements are present, whatever the things are present in HTML that can be considered as boxes in CSS. That can be considered as boxes in CSS, and that is termed actually as CSS box model. That is actually termed as CSS box model. So it is a model where we can wrap about all the HTML elements, where we can wrap all the HTML elements, and it consists of what are the components, that is the margins, borders, padding, and the actual content. So whatever the HTML contents are, we can wrap all the things under the part of HTML elements, under the part of CSS box model. And it consists of four parameters, that is the margin, border, padding, and the actual content. So this box model is actually helps us to place a border around the element and space elements in relation to other elements, to other elements. So we can see the model here. We can see the model here that four box are present. We can see four box are present. That is at the beginning there is a margin. A margin part is there. Then some border parts are there, then some padding parts are there. Padding means the spacing, whatever the parts, font spacing, the spacing is needed here, how much spacing, and then the actual content. So we, what these HTML components, we can put it or we can wrap it in a single box model, in a single simple box model. And this box model contains four parts: margin, border, padding, and content. This is the simple view diagram we can say of the box model. This is a simple view diagram we can say of the box model. So there are four parts. We can see margin, border, padding, and content. So, and what are the respective? What is margin? What is the use of border, padding? So margin clears an area around the border. So if we think on a simple note, if we are writing something on a white sheet, first of all, we do what? We put a margin. So margin means we give up some free space in every area of the page, and that is called the margin. So we can see a margin line there. we put a margin. So margin clears an area around the border. The margin does not have any background color. It is completely transparent. So whatever we do, we just leave that margin part as a white space. Whatever we do, we will be doing that everything under this margin boxes. But that the margin box, beside outside the margin box, the space will be white. The space will be transparent. Just clearly think a simple white sheet. Just clearly think a simple white page where we are trying to write something, we are trying to draw some paint or draw some design. But before doing a painting, a margin will be there, and that margin, outside the margin area, it is a clear white transparent area. It does not have a background color. So this is called a margin. Then the part is called border. A border that goes around the padding and the content. So after the margin, there is a thing called border. So border means we draw a simple border. We make a border statement here, border line there. We draw a border line. We draw different shape of borders. So after the margin, there will be a border that goes around the padding and the content, and the border is affected by the background. So after drawing the margin, we can make a double line border, we can make a dotted line border, we can color it, and so that it can it will having a good reflection, it will be having a good visualization on that particular thing. Padding means clears an area around the content, and it is affected by the background color of the box. So padding means it will leave some area, and then after that, after by leaving that particular blank area, then the actual content or actual designing content, whatever the contents are, we are going to place. So margin, border, and padding. Then the content, that the content of the box, where any what are the body text, what are the body images, whatever the contents for that particular web page will be placed. So four components of this box model are the margin, borders, padding, and content. And we can see it with a simple view diagram: margin, border, padding, and content. Everyone have some free blank area, some have some background color area. We can see this. So CSS padding, we have already discussed in HTML about this HTML padding. So as in HTML, that padding is also used for some of the free space or element between the border and everything. This is also be available. This is also is a part of CSS padding, and the purpose of CSS padding is the almost same, while the CSS is actually totally used for the designing purpose. So it is much more depth in the CSS part, the padding part. So CSS padding properties defines the space between the element border and the element content. So CSS padding, it is actually helping us to define the border, element border. So we can actually segregate everything that, yes, this is the element border, this is the element content. So differentiating between the border and the content, differentiating or segregating between the borders and the content, this CSS padding actually help us. So how to write this particular padding simple text? Actually, P for, we can write, we can see a simple text coding here, that is P for some paragraph, and then some padding keyword is used. Then some 15 means what are the padding space is there. So it will be 15 px something pixel is given, border equal to 1 piece is pixel solid black. So we are mentioning that what will be the padding space, whatever the padding space is will be there, what are the border padding space will be there. So we are mentioning each and everything. So we can also mention the size, we can also mention the part of the page, that where all the thing can be done. It can be a top side, it can be a right side, it can be a left side, it can be a bottom side, and all of the side can be the padding can change independently using the separate properties. So we can do the padding part anywhere, any part of the page separately. Either it can be top or bottom, either it can be a right or left side. So if anything, whatever, wherever we want to do this particular thing, we just need to mention that particular properties separately. So how to write this particular thing, that we can mention it this particular like this way, that padding, if it is in the top side, then we can mention it as a top, and then the value of that particular padding space, whether it is 25 pixel or the means it is actually mentioning the pixel size or what are the page size given. So padding, we can mention the separate values individually, the separate values, whether it can be the top, whether it can be a bottom, whether it can be the right part, or whether it can be the left part. So as per that, we just need to mention that what particular part of the page we need to use, or we are going to use this particular thing. So this is the shorthand property, or to shorten the code, it is possible to specify all the padding properties in one property, or this is called the shorthand property. Means writing, if somewhere we are trying to mentioning the top and bottom at the same time, or top and right, left, or the things. So this can be write down with the help of, so padding equal to 25 pixel or 50 pixel. So this is the property we can write. So whatever the property we need to use, we need to write down as per that particular separate segregated individual. Means if we are using top or left, we need to mention top, right, bottom, left, everything. If so, we need to mention each of the individuals by which we are going to design our padding or design our CSS web page. Now, after this padding part, we can see that there is a margin. So what is the CSS margin? CSS margin is actually helping us, or this property is actually helping or defining the space around the element. It is actually defining the space, that what space is given around the element. So it is defining the space around the elements. So the same, suppose the P is the paragraph, and then the margin is mentioned. In the previous, there is some padding mentioned. So if we are doing some padding, then we need to mention it is padding purpose. If it is a margin, then we need to mention it is a margin purpose. So whatever the thing we are doing, we need to mention the name. So margin, then again some free space given, and the border, what is the color, what is the size, or what is the depth, or what is the thickness is given. So in that particular place, again, we can mention the top, right, bottom, in which particular place we want to use the margin property. In what part we can use the margin property, because we all know that sometimes we used margin as a design purpose. So only for the left and right side, we use the margin, and the rest of the place we will be kept as blank. So as per the designing of the web page, where the margin is required, where the margin is not required, we can set the properties individually. We can set the properties individually by mentioning the top, right, bottom, left, anything. So this CSS, in the CSS, it is possible to specify the different margins for the different side. It is possible to specify the different margins for the different side. And where we actually want to put this margin, we just need to mention that particular name. We just to mention that particular side, whether it is a top, right, bottom, or left. So we can say that in CSS, we can do the things much more precisely, in depth actually. So that's why CSS is actually later on, it is designed for the more HTML design, for designing the web page in a large scale. So that's why after HTML, the CSS was designed, and in this CSS is actually pushed in the HTML web pages, so that the web page looks much more attractive, or the designing looks much more attractive in case of, or in comparison of a simple HTML page. Okay, because in HTML we can also do that, but we don't do that, or we are not able to do that these things as much precisely. So that's why CSS will fulfill that particular gaps, and it will help us to look our page or design our web page much more attractively. Then the CSS border, after the margin and padding, there is some border. Then CSS border properties allows us to specify the style and color of an element's border. This CSS border actually allows us to specify the style and the color of an element's border. So whatever the elements are, whatever the elements border are, we can design that particular border, we can style that particular border, we can color that particular border with the help of this CSS border at elements, with the help of this CSS border elements. So CSS border style properties can be displayed by we have some example given here, that is that P solid. So suppose solid element solid border can be given, so border style will be solid. The border, if some two lines are used as a border, then some border style equal to double. Then we need to mention the border style. We need to mention the border style. It can be solid, it can be double line border, it can be a dotted line border, it can be inside, outside, range, hidden type of border. So whatever the type of the border is, just we need to mention that particular property. Just we need to mention that particular property. So these are the style actually given. So these are the property border type style. So whatever the border type styles are, we just need to mention that what we want to design, whatever the style of the border is designed or needed as a design. We can also mention the border width property to set the width of the border. We can also use this border width property to set the width of the border, and in that particular case of a table or whatever the thing are, we can mention everywhere this particular width of the border. So suppose for a particular table we are using some border, so we need to mention that particular table and then the border width or border style, everything. So border width, it can be a 7 pixel, means we are mentioning that how much the border width will be. And as per the scenario, as per the designing of the web page, we as a user or as a programmer, not a user actually, so as a programmer or as a coder, as a designer, we can say, because this is much more about the design. So it will be better to say as a designer, whatever the most suitable, attractive looks or whatever the border width can be looks good actually. So we can set the border for the table. This is the purpose for the paragraph, wherever it is needed as per the thing. So in the first example, we can see the table border width is mentioned with some outside style also mentioned. Then some case we, in the second part, we can another example that it, the border width will be some medium type and the border style is given. And in the last example, we can see that border width is thick. So we can mention whatever the border. So there are keywords like thin, medium, bold, large, everything. Otherwise, we can also mention the size. We can mention the exact size of the border width. We can also mention the border size exactly. So border size and the border color. So next part is that border color. This border color, we can easily say that border color property is used to color the border actually, to color the border. So it can be if any color defined by RGB, hexadecimal or the key terms. So we all know that in HTML also we have discussed that the color can be used in three particular scenario. Either it can be the mentioning the name of the color, either we can mention the hexadecimal code of the color, or either we can mention the RGB value of the color. So whatever the things, but it is very easy actually to write down the name of the color. But the all the name of the colors we need to write, suppose red, white, whatever the color, we actually, it is better to use the name of the color as we remember the name of the color very easily. So this is the thing that and here we can see some example including particularly three scenarios where some RGB name is mentioned, where some hexadecimal value is mentioned, and where the name of the color is mentioned directly. So border style, whatever the border style we want to do as per the things, as per the color, we can write this particular example. So some table example is given as the first part. We can see that the table border color of RGB, and then the value of the RGB is given. So means whatever the value is actually present, or in what particular value we are actually want to do, the RGB value is present, and then the border style. So here we have mentioned the border style as the dash. So the style will be dashing. Means that the dot 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 dash particular type of given will be there. Then in the second example, we can see that some hexadecimal value is present inside the border color. So the code is actually same. The border color, the syntax is actually same. That's all the time the syntax is actually same. Just we are changing the particular scenario that by which we need to mention whether it will be RGB, whether it will be the hexadecimal code, or whether it will be the color. Or and then as per that we are mentioning also the border style. So whatever the border style we want to do, that is also is mentioned here. Then if we like to place a border on only one side of an HTML element, or maybe have a unique look for on each side of the border, then we can use also the border direction also. So these direction choices are, well, of course, maybe on the top, bottom, left, right, whatever the things will be. So anything, any can be done, any border side, anything. So means we can design the web pages as per our this. So all the times it is not mandatory that we need to place the margin in all of the side. We need to place the border side, or we need to choose the color. So we can do as per the, so every as a different person, every person has some different opinion, have some different thinking, has some different designing things set. So for a simple, for a same problem, everyone can have some different thinking, everyone can have some different designing thinking, and everyone can do the designing part as per the thinking of their own. So it is just a simple example. It is given that how we can do that, or whatever the possible ways that things can be done. So these are the direction of choices of whether the things are top, right, bottom, or left. This is actually present. So this CSS actually giving us much more depth actually in case of doing this particular thing, or helping us to do this particular designing part, helping in every aspect. All the thing is actually done by these properties. Just a minute. Okay, now coming to the next part. Actually, that is there's some the slide have got some problem, and that's why the slide is not updated. So I am going to discuss the later part actually. So after having this is border margin and all of the things. Now we have some another part that is also available in HTML. That is the CSS list actually. That is the CSS. Whatever I am now discussing, I will update in the slides and I will put that in the LMS actually. Okay, so there is some problem in the slide because I maybe think I didn't save that particular thing. So then the thing comes that the CSS list. So that list is also available in the HTML part. So the CSS list is also actually present. That list is actually helping that in the case of HTML, there are two type of list is present. What are those? First one is the unordered list and second one is the ordered list. So unordered list having some shape like square, circle, this type of particular thing. And in case of ordered list, we have some numbers, we have some Roman type of numbers, or we can have some alphabetically organized way. So we can do this particular unordered list and ordered list also available in HTML. But now in CSS actually we can design this particular thing. We can design this particular thing in the CSS much more. In HTML we have only two options for the order list. Either it can be a number or either it can be alphabet. But in the particular CSS we can have this at upper alpha symbols, lower alpha type symbols, upper Roman, lower Roman type symbol, decimal values, default, anything can be present in the order in the ordered list actually. And in the unordered list we can have some much more shapes is also available. So how we can write the code of this unordered list and ordered list with the help of this CSS? How we can do this particular thing? How the code can be placed? So in that particular scenario, the code looks like something this. So means look, in ordered list we have mentioned that list style type, and then the particular whatever the type we want to use in the order list. In the case of order list, whether it can be a upper Roman style, whether it can be a lower Roman style, whether it can be upper alpha style, whether it can be a lower alphabetical style. So we can mention the style name, and as per we have mentioned the style name, and that's for that mentioning the style name, the design will be on that particular basis. So whether it can be upper Roman, lower Roman, or upper alphabetical, lower alphabetical, anything can be mentioned. So these most shapes or design is available in CSS. And also in the unordered list, in the case of unordered list, we can have the list styles type, circle, or list type of square. This particular thing also can be present. These particular things also can be done. So after this particular this CSS style and the list, this is also present here. Then we will move to our next topic, that is actually some list with images. Now we can also use the images in our another list and the order list. So we can also specify an image as a list item maker in a list. So we can specify the images also here in the list part, in the another list or the order list. We can now also mention the we can also now mention the list of images. We can also mention the images here. We can also done the images. So whatever the images, we can paste that images also. So how we can do this? So we can see that in the case of unordered list, in the case of unordered list, the list style, image, and the URL of the image or the name of the image. So if the we have already discussed and said that if the images are in the same, if the image and the code is in the same place, then we can write the name of the image, and the web page will automatically identify the image from that particular section. And in case the image is not at all present in the same file or folder, if it is present in some another folder, so we need to mention the total path of that particular image, and that's why it is written as URL, the name of the image, and whatever the extension of the image, whether it can be GIF, whether it can be PNG, JPEG, anything can be. So we can also use the images. We can also use the images in case of list, in case of unordered list, in case of ordered list. So the images also can be written, and how it can be written, that it is written by this particular list style image, the URL, or the unordered list, some list style image, and all of the this all these things particularly can be done. So this is a simple coding or simple particular program. Okay, so after this CSS list of with images, there can be a CSS list positions also present, that is which specify that the list item maker should appear inside the content folder. Now the positions also can be said, that whether it can be list, whether it can be the inside of the list, or whether it can be the outside of the list. So where the list style position also can be available. So the list style positions also is actually can be designed, the how where the content will be present, whether it can be inside of that particular thing, whether it can be the outside. So we can also mark this particular thing also. Okay, then okay, the thing is that we have discussed about too much about the HTML and CSS, but after the today's class, whatever I think, that in the next class we are trying to going to design an HTML web page. In the next class, we in the next, or maybe next after the next class, we will run a program. We will design a HTML web page, and we will going to execute that particular web page, how to write all of the things. So first we will go for the HTML, and then we will move to a CSS. So two things will be done simultaneously, because we have too much theory here, because this subject has too much theory. So reading only the theory, discussion about only the theory is not going to be effective. So what I have think, that in our next class maybe we will going to have a web page design. We will write some HTML codes, and then we will execute that HTML codes. And already I have shown you people some example of writing some HTML codes, some small programs actually, but we will do a large to design a simple web pages, and I will execute, or I will give an assignment. Okay, so first of all, I will show you people how to do that, and then I will make a separate groups of you people, and I will assign a simple assignment for each group, and you people write or you people need to write the code for the HTML page or HTML code for the particular assignment problem given to you, and upload that code into the LMS, so that we can check and run and discuss that in our particularly next class actually. Okay, so this is my thinking actually. I think it will be also be very beneficial for you people, so that you people also can learn that how to write the codes and how to execute the things and how the things actually work. So maybe in next or after the next class, we will do this particular thing. I will try to do it in my next class actually. So because too much theory is actually getting bored or boring actually, or sometimes, because most of the things here we have discussing the how to write the codes and all of the things, but now you need to do some practical, as there is no practical for these subjects present in your syllabus. So these are the things. So there are many things also present available in the CSS, like links and anchors, that is also present in our HTML. Also the background colors is also present in HTML, that is also present in CSS. So whatever the properties are present in HTML, that is also available in CSS, but in some larger or some broader part. We can also do the layers, index property, all of these things can also be done. So there are many properties present in CSS. Okay, CSS have some updated versions also like CSS3 actually. So we will discuss all about these things in our upcoming classes. But before continuing this theoretical process or theoretical parts, something we will move for some practical part, because too much HTML and CSS designing purpose have already been discussed. So in the next class we will do some coding, writing some coding actually. We will do some or discuss on some coding part actually. Okay, so I will not continue this theoretical part today much more, because it is actually getting bored. So that's why I will stop my class today, and we will continue the coding. We will do the coding in our next class actually. Okay. So I will stop the class today here. So if anyone have any type of query, or if anyone wants to say anything, they can. And if anyone have missed to write their name, write down your name in the chat box. Otherwise, if anyone have some query, please tell me, as it is already we have studied too much theoretical part of HTML and CSS. So now I think it is better to have some code. So we will do this in our next class. Okay. So if anyone wants to say anything, they can. Otherwise, I am going to end the session today for today actually. So I think there is no such query from your end. So I will end the session here for today. So we will meet in our next class, and we will have some designing purpose, or we will write some code of HTML pages. Thank you all for joining in the session, and take care and stay safe in your home. We will meet in our next class.